Ago, the Florida governor signed a gun reform bill less than a month after the Parkland shooting, a remarkable political feat for a Republican governor in a swing state, considering all the pressure he's gotten from the NRA. The bill raises the age to 21 to buy all firearms and adds a 3-day waiting period. It also bans the sale and ownership of bump stocks. But it also allows some teachers to be armed in schools if the local sheriff's department and the school district approve it. Joining me now is Athena Jones. Athena, you were there in Tallahassee. The governor made it clear he's not totally on board with it, but he is signing it.
Hi, Dana, that's absolutely right. The governor has been vocal for several weeks now. He's been vocal about his opposition to the idea of arming teachers and other school staff. He has said repeatedly that teachers should teach. He said that again today, but he also talked about the compromises that were necessary to get this bill to his desk. Listen.
There are things in this bill that I oppose, and I've been pretty open about that. I still think law enforcement officers should be the ones to protect our schools. I've heard all the arguments for teachers to be armed, and while this bill was significantly changed on this topic, I am still not persuaded. I am glad, however, that the plan in this bill is not mandatory.
So there you heard him expressing his concern about this program, but this is certainly the most controversial part of the bill. In fact, the Florida Education Association, which represents some 140,000 teachers and other school staff across the state, had urged the governor to use his line item veto power to veto the funding, $67 million, that had been set aside for this program, which is called the Guardian Program. The governor argued that what he instead wanted to do was talk with the legislature about using any leftover money. Like if that $67 million isn't used, he wanted to make sure that some of that money could be redirected to increasing law enforcement presence in schools. And so he didn't want to veto the funding because then the money wouldn't be available. Dana?
And Athena, just a political question. Governor Rick Scott has an A+ rating with the NRA. He's made no secret about the fact that he probably wants to run for the U.S. Senate. What is the NRA saying about this new law he signed?
Well, Dana, the NRA is not happy about this law because of the gun restrictions included, some of those restrictions that you just spelled out about raising the age and the 3-day waiting period. They are not happy with this, but the families of the Parkland victims, 2 of the fathers spoke after the bill signing and said this is an important first step in the direction towards making schools safer, and they urged more states to follow Florida's lead in making schools safer and hardening schools to prevent another tragedy like the one at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. Dana?
Athena, thank you so much for that report. Appreciate it.